Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I believe this is going to be episode 9 of my talk show that I've been doing for this past year now, I think. So far, it's been over a year since I've been making these videos, basically making my own astrology talk show and stuff like that. In this video, we're going to be talking about Taurus season. I'm going to be explaining just kind of like what the energies are. We're going to be going through like major transits and major aspects that will be happening over this month. We'll probably talk about the full moon in Scorpio and then the new moon in Taurus later on through the video. And as you can see, I have the chart here so you guys can actually have a visual of what I'm actually talking about. And, maybe towards the end of the video, we'll go through all 12 signs, explaining giving you guys horoscopes of how this season, how Taurus season will affect all 12 signs. I'm, kind of advertising the Taurus merch right now. This Taurus shirt that I got about a year ago. This is when I made last Taurus season. So I did make a new Taurus design for this year on my website. If you are interested in getting in any of that merch, I'll put the link in the description below. There's a lot of things I've been doing, guys. Just trying to keep up. Stay consistent doing these videos, staying consistent. Doing my working on my clothing brand, my online store. I make about, like a new design every month. Last year I did an Aries one. It looks really cool. Like I said, I just made a Taurus design for Taurus season. Next month I'll be doing, making a new Gemini design, which I'm really excited to do. This is kind of just like what my plans are, for what I've been doing and stuff like that. So that's kind of a good introduction. I guess I will end up putting like timestamps for this video, especially for the horoscopes. So if you don't want to watch the whole video, you just want to go straight to the horoscopes, you can do that. That's fine. But at least what I would recommend is to kind of watch the general overview of what I am going to be explaining for this season and for the month, because that'll give you a little bit of tips and details and stuff like that of how the month will end up affecting all 12 signs once we get to the horoscopes part of this video. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's kind of a lot to talk about. We're finally kind of like ending this chaotic, eclipse season. On top of that, we had a Mercury retrograde in Aries, so it's been very chaotic, especially in the month of April. It hasn't been easy, but as Taurus season basically begins, things will start to calm down a bit. As we get towards the end of April and we get into May, things are gonna start, gonna feel more calmer, and we'll be able to enjoy, some, this Taurus, energy. Taurus energy is about, grounding ourselves. It's about just like, just embracing that warmth, that spring warmth that's coming, and it's a fixed sign. So it's like this is the middle part of spring. Every season was the beginning of spring. Initiating that new astrological new year, whatever cycle you want to call it. And then, whatever was cooking, whatever started, whatever was initiating during Aries season, as we get into Taurus season, things will start to, I guess, bloom. You'll start seeing like the fruits of your labor, or if you're like a gardener or something, and you're like planting seeds or whatever, and you planted it over this last month during Aries season, you'll start to like kind of see those little the roots actually digging into the ground and actually blooming from what you planted. Basically, it's kind of like a description of like the time frame of Aries season into Taurus season. It's kind of just like, this is the time to ground ourselves, really dig our heels into the ground and just like feel, feel all the senses and stuff like that. Taurus is a very sensual sign as well. So, I mean, it's like one of the best, not one of the best, but like it's the one sign that like You just like, if you know a Taurus, they have like really, really strong senses, and they're just like, it's just, it's not like any other sign. So I mean, like, it's a very interesting sign, honestly. So, which isn't a good or bad thing. I mean, it's just that's just how that's the energy of Taurus. You know, they're just really relaxing, you know, calm, grounded people. They keep a level head. You know, they just, you know, they kind of just stick. They stay in their own lane. They are a fixed sign. They can be stubborn. They don't like change unless it's their idea to change for themselves. But you know, if you know a Taurus, you know that they're just kind of just in this lane. They just, you know, they don't do anything else besides what they want to do. But you can't ever change their mind, even if you try so many times. You know, that's just how. You know, it's like a bowl. You know, you like look at the bowl. You know, it's like you're trying to, you know, I guess move some, like if you're like dealing with like bulls and cows and stuff like that in like a farm. I'm just, you know, just kind of just saying like that. They're not gonna do what they want. They're gonna just do. They're not gonna listen to you. Basically, they're gonna do what they want to do. You know, they're just gonna, you know, kind of just take their time doing little things, doing things that they want. You know, that's just kind of like the Taurus vibe to it. So that's okay though. You know, that's just how they are. But yeah, so other keywords. Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet, the goddess of love. You can see here in this chart, Venus is in an Aries at 22 degrees, but she will be entering Taurus by the 29th of April, which will really bring in that, you know, that comfort, that luxurious kind of feelings that like, that just, and whenever Venus comes into the sign of Taurus, it feels good. Like not in, like I mean the sun entering Taurus, yeah, that kind of feels good too. But when you have the ruler Venus entering her home sign of Taurus, it's just it's gonna feel good. You know, you are gonna be able to enjoy, you know, like just whatever, you know, the pleasures of what Taurus energy kind of brings. Um, Venus and Taurus is just you know, it's such a nice and cooling, not really cooling, but just it's just a sweet kind of energy. You know, you just kind of want to just lounge around, be a little lazy, kind of just indulge into stuff that can be, you know, enjoying, you know, sweet foods, you know, doing romantic things with a partner, or just going out into nature and just enjoying like just the vibe and stuff like that. I feel like we will be able to, you know, like enjoy this like this Taurus, you know, kind of vibe over this next month, because we're gonna have like a huge stellium happening in the sign of Taurus as we go into the month of May. The sun's in Taurus, Venus will enter Taurus by the 29th. Mercury will end up leaving Aries and then going into Taurus, and then, you know, eventually Mars later on, like in a couple months, will enter Taurus and stuff like that. It's just gonna feel nice, you know, after this very chaotic and just like there's just been so much going on, guys. Like I know in my personal life, a lot of changes have been happening. It hasn't been easy for me. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been dealing with a lot of probably more changes than I have. So I'm not complaining here, and neither should you. But there's been lots of like just rearranging stuff, because you know when we go through eclipse seasons and you know periods of times like this, it's never easy. It's never easy, and we can never, you know, have things go our ways. That's just, this like kind of like, you know, whatever higher source that you follow is basically rearranging everything in order for you, in order for me to live like the best suitable life that we want, that actually is more just what just more of what we need instead of what we want. So we kind of have to get like we close an old door, or an old cycle ends, and then we start a new cycle, kind of like going through the eclipses. And I'm recording this as we are on the full moon in Scorpio on the 23rd of April. So you know, there's a full moon. Here's the first lunation in Scorpio that isn't an eclipse. Over the past couple of years, when the North Node and South Node was transiting Taurus and Scorpio, we've had eclipses in these two signs of Taurus and Scorpio. And I believe it was like 6 months ago in October of 2023, we had, I believe, the last lunation, full moon, lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus when the sun was in Scorpio, basically opposite of where they're at right now, which is kind of interesting. They're basically in the same place. As you can see in this lunation, the suns are in Taurus, the moon's in Scorpio. When they oppose each other, that's what basically makes a full moon. When the moon and sun are together in the same sign, that basically is a new moon. So as you can see here, this is the full moon. The moon's in Scorpio. When the moon's in Scorpio, it's more emotional than usual, so to say. They are forming a T-square to Pluto right here. As you can see, this little triangle, this square is right here. This is probably going to be a very tense lunation for all of us, dealing with all this stuff. But, back to, the moon in Scorpio. I know I'm kind of like jumping all over. I'm always going to give you like little big picture things, guys. So if you can't follow what my mind is going, just hold on and be patient with me. But moon in Scorpio. So the moon is very emotional. It's very sensitive in the sign of Scorpio. The moon is in its fall, as they say, in this when the moon's in Scorpio. So it can feel a little extra intense. It can feel very deep. There's a depth quality to this vibe when the moon is in Scorpio. Having the sun in level-headed, grounded Taurus. The sun's just trying to enjoy things. That's putting the spotlight on our, being in the moment. Vibing and just kind of grounding our energies and stuff like that. Opposing the moon in Scorpio. The Taurus and Scorpio axis is very kind of like mainly about like money and stuff like that, resources mainly. There can be, some tension between like money stuff, if you're dealing with any financial stuff, resources. Taurus is kind of like that, like the picture like a flower, like a garden or whatever, like just beautiful landscape and stuff like that. And then the Scorpio vibe is kind of like this stuff dying. That's like the when we're going through the autumn, the fall time, and everything is shedding its if it's trees or something, it's shedding all of its leaves. Everything is dying. Everything is like, the energy is turning inward at that time. So it's kind of like a little, explanation of the Taurus Scorpio vibe and stuff like that. But coming back to this T-square with Pluto, like, yeah, this isn't gonna feel easy. This is I think I tweeted this last night. I should have mentioned about the full moon, but I literally just saw it, like, thought about that after I tweeted it. But I was like saying like, with the sun squaring Pluto, like the sun is in level-headed Taurus. Like I was saying, like, are you gonna keep a level head and stand your ground, be comfortable and just like do what you normally do, just trying to enjoy everything, or are you gonna basically give in to the fear, the power struggles, or the outer, deep forces of Pluto and Aquarius is like, basically giving off or something. Like this could be, Pluto's in the sign of the people, so this is going to be, if you're just trying to enjoy yourself, blah, 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 you might have some people kind of just bringing some intense energy, some conflicts, some just deep depth subconscious powers, like into just like trying to like come across you, or like at a crossroads, and you would just end up, having this like this intensity or something like that. So I tweeted something like that, but I like that. So it can feel a little uncomfortable. And then having the moon right here basically squaring Pluto on top of the sun squaring Pluto is just bringing more intensity, because it is a full moon. The energy is high whenever we have a full moon and stuff like that. So just take it easy around the end of April, because a couple days later, which I will basically kind of go through, Mercury is actually stationing direct. So you can see there's a little RX right here, but then you go at least by the 25th of April, and there's no RX. So that means Mercury is finally done and direct. Excuse me. And we're finally done with that Mercury retrograde. That Mercury retrograde was probably one of the most annoying ones, in my opinion. I think it's because we had the eclipse season going on top of it, like on top of the Mercury retrograde, and just things just not feeling so right. You know, there's been delays, there's been blocks, there's been so many changes, there's been like Mercury retrogrades are about, you know, rethinking like your plans, or going back over things that you wanted to do, but then you're like, wait a minute, maybe this isn't gonna work, so let me try this, and blah 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 blah. It's kind of like you're you know, kind of going through your options of what you can or can't do or whatever. So I'm trying to, okay. But yeah, so Mercury retrograde will be done by the 25th of April. We can finally move past at this point, and at this point, things will slow. Like I've been saying this. I think I said this. Like I mentioned this on a video I posted on TikTok. You know, after the solar eclipse in Aries, I was like, things will start to, you know, look up from, you know, after we get to the solar eclipse and towards the end of April and stuff like that. You know, because Mercury's going direct at that point. And then basically a few days later after that, Venus enters her home sign of Taurus. That's when things are really going to start picking up and feeling really good at that point. And then Mars will enter basically Aries by the 30th, which is going to feel even more kick-ass. The ruler going into its home sign, just like Venus is going into its home sign, Mars is going into its home sign of Aries. Like, this feels good. This feels really good at this point. Venus, like I've talked a little bit about Venus and Taurus being just, you know, enjoying the, you know, the warm springtime, all the luxurious pleasures, and just, you know, the sensual stuff, being comfortable, enjoying, like indulging into sweet foods and stuff like that. When Mars gets into Aries, I've said this, I think, in the last video, it's go time from this point on, guys. Like, this is just, you know, all this Aries energy mixing around and, you know, shuffling and doing all this stuff over the past month and stuff. It's been all over the place. Now Mars is here to, like, basically pick up the pieces and, you know, go for it, you know, put us onto the right direction, giving us the ambition, giving us the energy, giving us that spark of life that'll really kick us into gear, into, you know, where we want to go, you know, putting our plan, we'll be able to put our plans into action at this point, because Mercury is basically moving forward at this point. There's not going to be any delays. Yes, we have to deal with Mercury post-shadow from April 25th through like May 13th, I believe. So after like May 13th, we will fully be in the clear of no personal planet retrogrades, even though Pluto is going to be stationing retrograde, I think, on the 2nd of May or something, so we'll kind of go to that. But Venus will basically be forming a square to Pluto as Pluto's like you know, slowing down, stationing to go retrograde and stuff like that. So following like the Sun squaring Pluto, when Venus hits this square to Pluto, it's gonna bring this that energy, that intense energy, that uncomfortableness of, like, you know, Venus and Taurus trying to be, you know, enjoy like just stuff and being comfortable and stuff like that, and but we're getting like we're coming at a crossroads with you know, more power struggles and fear-based, you know, stuff, and deep unconscious, like subconscious, like vibes are like hitting us like at every angle basically, and stuff like that. So you have to just kind of just take it easy, you know, but because once everybody's like past this square to Pluto and gets a little bit deeper into Taurus, things will start to feel better by that point. So let's kind of just see. Okay, so now that we're basically in May, and then let's see. It's basically, we'll just, you know, count the 3rd or whatever, 2nd or 3rd. That's when Pluto stations direct. So I mean, Pluto's energy is going to be super high, you know, towards the end of April and the beginning of May and stuff like that. So this intensity, this power of fear and, you know, fear-based, you know, energy and stuff like that, it's going to be really loud, you know, and it's going to be probably tough to handle. But like I said, all these planets are going into Taurus, so we're gonna have to like try to, you know, ground ourselves, with anything that do anything that can ground yourself. Go out into nature, ground yourself. Put your feet on the grass or dirt, whatever it is. Do things that feel just good to you. Enjoy it. Yes, there will be some little conflicts here and there, but will you, let that consume you? Like, is that gonna, all this fear based stuff, is it gonna, like, take over you? Or are you gonna kind of just be like, you know what? Maybe this is something that I need to really look at, maybe address these uncomfortable situations or whatever I'm dealing with, and just kind of just, channel these feelings or whatever you got or whatever you're dealing with and stuff like that. There's always something, you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that it's always going to be bad. It's just the astrology is just like a tool to like help you navigate these energies, like plain and simple. There's nothing to it. Yes, there's going to be many life challenges. That's just in life. That's just what we deal with. But if you use astrology, I guess the right way. I don't know what you say, the right way or the wrong way, but use it wisely. I guess you could say. It can really help your days. Kind of like understand why things are happening. Not for you. Like, you can't blame the stars or astrology. Oh, this, Pluto's activating this, that, and this, so I hate everything. Blah blah blah. It's like, just relax. So there's going to be challenges, guys, but it's all right. But at the same time, basically, as Venus is kind of coming off of this square to Pluto, Mars will be forming this 60-degree angle sextile to Pluto in Aquarius, and that's going to feel pretty good. It's going to kind of give us a little bit of like an opportunity to do something with this. So if you are feeling a little uncomfortable, if you are feeling this intensity and stuff like that, this is going to kind of be like, hey, maybe here's something that you can channel your energy to do. Mars is in Aries. Mars is separating. Mars is action. Mars is drive. Mars is like, getting things rolling and stuff like that. And Pluto is about that deep unconscious power, fear and stuff like that. But this is a good thing. This is like, hey, here's something to boost your energy or your confidence or whatever you're dealing with during these tough transits or whatever. So you can use that to whatever situation you're dealing with. The sun is actually coming into a sextile to Saturn. That's like the next big transit thing happening. That is about the 7th. That's when Mercury is going to form a conjunction to Chiron in Aries. So Mercury's kind of been on the North Node, on Chiron this whole time, going back and forth in Aries. There's going to be maybe uncomfortable conversations. Like, I think I said that in the last video I made or something like that, when I was doing the retrograde. There's going to be uncomfortable, maybe, wounds that maybe we need to address. And then having the sun, basically this new moon happening around this time, the sun sextiling Saturn, that is going to help us out with grounding ourselves, basically, and giving us like a new opportunity, new intentions to set when it comes to like Taurus themes, like grounding ourselves, staying consistent, things to do with resources, finances, stuff like that. This lunation will end up helping us, and it's at 18 degrees of Taurus. So let me go to the actual. It's on the 8th. So no, it's on the 7th of May. So it actually happens right here, like late where I'm at on the Pacific time, like 9 o'clock or something on the 7th. So the new moon in Taurus is at about 18 degrees I have here. So yeah, but look at all this stuff in Taurus right here. Like the Jupiter's there, the moon, Uranus, the sun, Venus, like, and then Mercury's going to be coming here very shortly. Like, this is at this point too, this is going to feel really good. We are going to start to enjoy more things, especially when all these planets bundle up in the sign of Taurus at this point. because they're away from this square from Pluto. Yes, they are in a sign-based square, Aquarius, Taurus. This is sign, whole sign square, but they're wide enough to just like being away from this intensity and stuff like that. So it's not really the biggest thing that we will be dealing with, because this will feel a lot better, like as we kind of not go through the month of May. So like I talked about Mercury, Chiron, the new moon. The sun is basically coming into a conjunction with Uranus as well, and that's gonna bring a lot of like sparks, unpredictability, and innovation, just new things. Uranus is basically, it's a few degrees off from this new moon, but it's kind of mixed in. Uranus is mixed into this new moon in Taurus, so there's going to be a lot of like just innovation, innovative, inventiveness, like just unique, rebellious kind of energy, like just sparks, like initiating just lightning bolts, like stuff coming out of the blue and stuff like that. So it could be very interesting to see what comes out during this time. The next big thing is basically Mercury is coming out of its shadow. Oh, whoops, hold on. I have, let me switch it to the days. Had it on the hours. Mercury gets out of shadow by the 13th at 27 degrees. That's where Mercury stationed retrograde on April 1st. So Mercury is finally back at that point from this on May 13th. And we are basically complete, and we are finally done with that Mercury retrograde territory cycle, whatever you want to call it. Let me get a drink real quick. So from that point on, when Mercury ends its post-shadow retrograde or whatever, the delays, the miscommunications, the glitches with technology, your plans not working out, everything will start to just like ease up, and we will finally, it'll be behind us. We won't have to worry about any of that stuff until the next Mercury retrograde, but that happens later this summer. So we have a little bit of time to just like, push anything and deal with some normal, day-to-day things after May 13th, which is going to be very exciting. So let's see, what's the next thing? Venus is basically coming to a sextile to Saturn too. So following the sun doing a sextile to Saturn, you put Venus, she's in her home sign. Saturn is in the sign where Venus is exalted in Pisces. So that kind of like, gives a little bit of a more of a boost, and boost in your confidence, boost into what's pleasurable, what you're enjoying. Venus Saturn conjunction, or Venus Saturn transits, I should say, are about commitments. This will probably be very fertile in trying to find stability through long-term commitments, long-term goals, long-term achievements. This can do with your relationships, giving you a little boost of confidence to help out your relationships. Anything that is enjoyable. This can be maybe a little bit about money, but I wouldn't fully say this is going to be like good about your money. Just values and stuff like that. Values, relationships, what's enjoyable, pleasures, stuff like that. And Saturn, authority figures, long-term goals, like just long-term, step-by-step things that come with Saturn's test of life. So this is a good thing to look at. The next, let's see, what's really the next thing? Mercury's basically going to be entering Taurus, and he basically is going to be forming that square to Pluto. So now we have Mercury join the party of the Taurus, theme going on over here. So, now Mercury is out of Aries. Everybody can stop being so impulsive in how they communicate. I probably should have mentioned that in the beginning of this video or whatever, but honestly, Mercury and Aries, for me, I like it. I'm a fire. I have a lot of fire placements, so it really goes well with me. But over the past couple months, people have been very vocal, very blunt, very bold, very just straight to the point, cutting to this it's a very cutthroat kind of energy when Mercury's in Aries. It is a Mars ruled sign. That's why it's so deep. It's so bold. It's so impulsive. It's just boom. So if you've been dealing with a lot of like maybe confrontations with people as well, over since Mercury has been in Aries, on top of the Mercury retrograde going back and forth and miscommunications happening, like it's been chaotic. Now that Mercury's in Taurus, we can have that level-minded head at this point, and we can start, expressing a more, like, just more of a calmer, expressions of how we communicate. It won't be so impulsive. It won't be so like annoying or confrontational or something like that. It's a very just soothing kind of just like calm kind of vibe to it. If you know a Taurus, or if they have a Mercury in Taurus, they're very easy to talk to. They're really level headed. They're really just calm. They're just grounded in their thoughts. They're more realistic because it's an earth sign. It's a very materialistic, like just tangible sign or whatever. So it could be a lot easier to communicate at this time. Let's see. It's going to be nice, though. Once Mercury gets out of Aries, guys, we will probably enjoy that a lot better than Mercury in Aries over the past couple months now. Mercury was in Aries from, like, March, like, I don't know, the beginning of March. I think March 9th or something, around that. Maybe I'm wrong. And then up to May 17th or 16th or whatever, the 15th. So, yeah. And then, basically, Mercury hits that square to Pluto. There's that intensity. It's coming back. We're going to have to, like I said, it's just, there's a ping pong. It's like these planets come into the sign of Taurus. They're hitting the square to Pluto. Are you going to, give into the fear? Are you going to give into people that are bringing a lot of more, like, just power struggles and just fear-based stuff? Or are you going to try to ground yourself? Keep that level head. I feel like I'm repeating myself as these planets do this stuff. So, okay. Let's see. The next really big thing, the Sun is basically coming into a conjunction with Jupiter. That's around May 18th. They're going to be meeting at 28 degrees with Taurus, maybe 29 around that time. That's going to be a very hopeful, like, grand finale of these planets coming into the sign of Taurus. Jupiter has been in the sign of Taurus since May of 2023, I believe, and Mercury and Jupiter will end up leaving the sign of Taurus and enter Gemini by May 25th, and then it's been a whole year in the sign of Gemini. But Jupiter in Taurus, Jupiter has been in this area of life for us. Jupiter just made that conjunction with Uranus. A lot of like innovation, a lot of expansiveness when it comes to just like new things. It's very hopeful. It's very optimistic. It was so just sparks of new life coming from that conjunction and stuff like that. Having in the sign of Taurus, it's about finances, resources, stability, values. Did I say that? Security and stuff like that. So we'll see more stability from where this is, where the transit was happening. And Jupiter is like the planet of, it's the greater benefic. It's the more hopeful, lucky planet. It's a very protective kind of planet too, as well. It's been, basically trying to just consume all of this luxurious, comfortable kind of vibes and stuff like that since it's been in the sign of Taurus over this past year. And we're finally coming to an end of that. And when the Sun comes into a conjunction with Jupiter, it's just going to bring that just more comfortable feelings. I mean, even when Venus ends up, Venus is right behind the Sun too. Like when Venus comes in, forms that conjunction to Jupiter, oh, that is going to be the real last hurrah of just things just feeling good. The two benefics, Jupiter and Venus coming together in the sign of Taurus, oh my gosh, that is just give me all of that. Enjoy that for as much as you can, guys. I can't emphasize that even more. It's gonna feel nice. Those are the two good feeling planets or whatever. But it could also go south real quick if you are not careful and you're indulging too much into something that you might not want to be, that you might want to be mindful of doing it. So it could go either way, but for the most part, it's a good transit. It's a good energy vibe, stuff like that. It's amazing. It's just enjoy it, guys. So, let's see. So Mars is coming up to a conjunction with the North Node. That is going to be just like ramping up so much of this energy. It's going to be passing over the eclipse point. That's what the North and South Node are. Look, the Moon's on the South Node at this point, opposing Mars. So like, there's going to be like all this energy and like Aries and stuff like that, wanting us to just go, 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 and just doing all this stuff. That's going to feel nice. Venus is coming up to a conjunction with Jupiter, I mentioned. She's basically coming off this conjunction with Uranus. Very innovative, very trying something new when it comes to relationships, values, just like stuff that's pleasurable, what you want, desire, and stuff like that. That can be very exciting too. So I believe that is basically all I have to say. I mean, then the planets start to make this sextile to Neptune over here in Pisces. You know, that's just gonna just give us another opportunity to just embrace ourselves and surround ourselves when it comes to like what our dreams, fantasies, like just very fertile kind of energy. That could also give us a little bit of a boost in our confidence, a boost in just what's pleasurable, boost in just connections and just unconditional type of vibes and stuff like that. That's kind of Neptune. So having like the Taurus Pisces kind of mixed in, blend in together, Earth, Taurus, water, Pisces, it goes good together. You know, it's a good mix. You know, it's that sextile. It's that good types of feelings. That warm-hearted kind of feeling. I feel like that's all I can really say about that. So that's about it for the transits and stuff like that, guys. So let me just kind of go back and we will, let me see. I'll just kind of do this. Okay, now we'll go through all the signs. So we're about 37 minutes into this. Hold on, let me go back to, okay. So we're going to start with Aries. Okay, Aries. If you are an Aries, well, I would recommend to just watch for your rising sign because it's gonna make more sense into what I'm talking about. Instead of just saying, oh, you're an Aries sun. Yeah, you can watch it for that too if you want, but that's okay. So if you're an Aries rising, this Taurus season is really focused on your second house of like finances, possessions, resources, your values, what's supporting you, your wealth, savings, stuff like that. You know, this is really like focusing on, you know, maybe earning more. You'll be earning more probably during this time. You'll probably, you know, be working extra hours just to receive like every last penny that you need to make. Maybe you're trying to build up your savings account. Maybe you're trying to, you know, save up for something more luxurious, stuff like that. I mean, you have the planet of, you have Venus coming into your second house of Taurus, which is going to really help out with this energy of like enjoying things a little bit more and stuff like that. And yeah, you might be actually receiving more money as Venus transit your second house. Excuse me. Because usually whenever I've been tracking Venus in my second house, I've been earning a lot more money and resources and stuff like that, at least when Venus transits my second house. So just a little, keep that in mind and stuff like that. That can end up happening for you. Let's see what else I can say. I guess I can just kind of like go through this. Let's see. So we'll have a new moon happening in your... I'll just kind of just leave the thing. I'm not going to like change the chart and stuff like that. I'm just going to go through all the main aspects and stuff like that. So there's a new moon in your second house of Taurus. That's going to really like, you know, help you initiate this like those just anything to do with the wealth, you know, and savings and resources and stuff like that. That's going to just like enhance your you know, receiving more stuff, more resources for you and stuff like that. More resources to support you, I should say. So yeah, I mean, it's just going to feel good. I mean, I think that's about it that I can say. I will go to the next sign, which is Taurus. Taurus. So, Taurus Rising. Yeah, this is going to be your time to shine, Taurus. So, if you do have a Taurus sun, happy birthday. this is your time to really enjoy your month. Enjoy all the wishes that you have been probably wishing for. This past month has probably felt a little isolating and maybe a little uncomfortable dealing with just old cycles ending and stuff like that. So because this most of the stuff in April, like when everything was going through Aries and stuff like that, that was your 12th house. So the 12th house is about the hidden parts of life. Isolation, escapism, mental health and stuff like that, like subconscious, behind the scenes kind of stuff like that. But as everything starts to come into your first house, the first house represents you. It's your body. It's your personality. It's how you show up in the world. Basically, it's your impressions onto other people's. Your first impressions. If you meet somebody, they're gonna see this side of you. Even if you have a different sun, like if your sun, the sun sign or whatever, whatever birthday it is, like if say you have like a sun somewhere else in the chart, but you have a Taurus rising, you will be presenting the Taurus rising to new people. So that's kind of like a little educational notes, I guess, if you don't understand that. But yeah, this is going to be a really good time to just like begin new cycles, really embrace like who you are, start enjoying the little things, just that'll bring more. I don't know. You might be. Having your ruler Venus come into your first house, you may be attracting more stuff, attracting more pleasurable moments, pleasurable relationships, pleasurable just things or whatever, resources, money, whatever it is. You'll start to enjoy this stuff. You'll have a new moon as well in your first house. This is gonna just kind of. But on top of this, all this Taurus stuff, it's just going to help you, set intentions to just like really, excuse me, been having coffee lately. I'm just like burping. Excuse that. But yeah, just having this new moon in your first house of Taurus, like this is going to just really help you set those really nice, soothing energies for you for this new cycle to begin and stuff like that for you, Tauruses. I think that's about it for that I could say. A lot of just good things, That's just about it. There's nothing really like. Yeah, you'll probably be dealing with the squares, the Pluto, in your 10th house of like your public life, your career, authority figures. But once you're past all that, you'll start to enjoy this stuff. Especially at that new moon in Taurus. That'll be like towards the end of like away from all this intensity and things. You'll start to be able to enjoy this stuff. So. Moving on to Geminis. Gemini. So if you are Gemini Rising, this will be happening mainly in your 12th house over here. So yeah, this is going to be maybe an uncomfortable time for you Tauruses. This might, have you isolating a little bit more. Maybe just secluding yourself from a lot of other things. Just kind of just staying, I don't know, in your own place or whatever, or staying a little hidden at this time. Maybe staying away from the crowd and just kind of like maybe staying at home most of the time. Just trying to keep your mental health or your subconscious a little like just level-headed and stuff like that. And just trying to just heal anything or just, like I said, ending old cycles. Because once the planets start moving into your first house of Gemini towards the end of May, that'll be the time to like really, like I said about Tauruses, to embrace this new cycle, embrace this new energy, new life, something new will be coming because we're ending old cycles for you at this point. And yes, it's going to feel uncomfortable, especially if you do have a sun in Gemini, like if your birthday is in Gemini or whatever, in May or June or whatever. That it's always uncomfortable before that month, like before your birthday month. So like let's just say your birthday's in May or whatever. The month prior to that will start to kind of like build up this like intensity, this feeling of like things are about to change for you, but not quite yet, but just get ready and stuff like that. Hint, hint, hint. Kind of like the universe saying that. It's always a little bit chaotic. Maybe not chaotic is the right word, but just a little different. Because things are about to change for you. So if you have a rising sign or sun or whatever in Gemini, yes, just be on the lookout. Things might not feel that easy at this point, but they will start to look up from this point on. You know, you have this new moon as well in this 12th house area for you, Gemini. So, so just really, you know, kind of just enjoy. Try to find those enjoyable moments, even if it's just you just in your own space, even if you're at home and stuff like that, and you're just, you know, lounging around the couch, or just, you know, watching TV, or just doing whatever you want, like by yourself. Like, enjoy those moments. You know, it's okay. It's okay to just have some time for yourself and heal your mental or subconscious side or whatever. You could be dealing with a lot of like dreams and stuff like that. Like, you could be getting messages through your dreams at this point. So if you like write stuff down like in a journal or stuff like that, you know, keep track of that. You know, you might end up coming back to that, and, you know, understanding something that you didn't really understand, but then now that you consciously see that you wrote down your, you know, your subconscious, you know, messages or whatever, or if you follow some spiritual realm, a spiritual resource or whatever, or a higher source, that could help you guide you through this time. So that's what I can say about you guys. All right, Cancers. So this is going to be happening in your 11th house. So your 11th house is going to be highlighted at this point for you, Cancers. The 11th house is about friends. It's about groups of people. It's about communities. It's about your aspirations. It's about, you know, like opportunities for your community, earning all this wealth that you may have worked for over the month from this time. Because like the 10th house is kind of like that public image, your like what you're doing out in the world and stuff like that, maybe your like work and stuff like that, how people see you. And the 11th house is all the earned wealth that you have made, that you have worked for during that time. So maybe you'll be earning a little bit more wealth at this time for you, Cancers. Maybe you'll be, you know, joining some type of group that really kind of like gives you some enjoyable moments or something, you know, being with friends or colleagues, or working with people that have similar goals and dreams as you do. This could be a time to really like kind of put yourself into the crowd, or put yourself into that, like working with a bunch of, you know, group of people, and kind of like, you know, operating, you know, in different ways with other people, or with people in your community, like your audience, if you do any platforms or whatever, or if you're working in just your career and you're trying to build up your sales or your connections with your customers. That's the word I'm trying to look for and think of. Like people that are supporting your work, or support what you do, stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of connections happening, and this will give you more opportunities to work with, you know, groups of people and stuff like that. Yeah, and then there's a new moon happening in your 11th house, so that's going to just bring another extra level of that enjoyment when it comes to connections with other people. Let's see what else I can say. Just stuff about like social resources, alliances, networking with people. Maybe you will be networking with a lot more people at this time. Just kind of just helping out, you know, just following people that have similar goals and stuff like that. That's about it. I mean, yeah, just sharing your visions, supporting other people, working with, you know, just stuff like that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of enjoyable moments, maybe connecting with people, maybe expanding your friendships and stuff like that, or just spending time with friends, or people who you just love to spend time with and stuff like that. So that's what I can say about you. Let's go to Leos. So Leo Risings, this stuff is happening in your 10th house. Leo Risings. First of all, this is going to be nice for you. I mean, after all of this, you know, Aries energy, chaoticness that's happening in your 9th house, maybe it's been enjoyable for you, maybe it hasn't. But as everything starts to leaving your 9th house and enter your 10th house, Like your 10th house is the career, your 10th house is your public image, your 10th house is the role that you play out into the world, your job, your vocation, um, the actions you take in the public, your reputations, your any achievements and stuff like that. This will really help you like climb up that ladder of achieving more and more at this point. You just had Jupiter and Uranus and made this conjunction, still happening around this time in your 10th house of Taurus. That is just sparking new opportunities, new career achievements, new just so much stuff. Maybe you'll be like doing a new job at this point, or just something big will be happening for you Leos from this point on. And then you'll have like the ruler Venus in there in your 10th house, making very enjoyable aspects and just bringing more comfort and enjoyment and pleasures um, in your career. Maybe you're going to be attracting more respect from other people in your career. People are going to really start to see your achievements and what you've done and stuff like that. And just it's gonna feel nice, on top of that, Leos love the spotlight. So if you Leo risings or whatever, Leo suns or whatever, have been like doing a lot of work and stuff like that, or maybe educating yourself as these planets have gone through your ninth house, this is the time to really put it to the test and see what you can do. And then, like I said, you'll have a new moon on top of this, helping you to set those intentions of greatness and stuff like that. It'll feel nice for you guys. I'm telling you. Like, I think Leo Risings might have it the best, so to say. Not to be like very like I don't know what the word is, but oh, sorry about that. That was a little mistake. Sometimes my computer does that. Anyways, okay, moving on. So Virgo Risings. All right, this is going to be happening in your ninth house, not 10th. Your ninth house of Taurus. So this is gonna be like expanding your horizons, basically. Expanding your knowledge of, expanding more wisdom, just enjoying the stuffs about. Maybe you'll be traveling more. Like I said, expanding in so many ways. Expanding by traveling to uncharted territory. Expanding your mind by learning something, maybe going to school or taking like little courses or something like that, or just learning just stuff that just expands your philosophies, your truths about life, your principles, stuff like that. This is going to be a very interesting time. It's an earth sign, so this is making a trine to your first house, so this will feel very, very nice for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorns, because it will be forming that earth trine to those placements. So yeah, for Virgo risings, this is going to be really nice. You'll have the ruler Venus coming into the ninth house, really just like maybe attracting foreign relationships, maybe some type of like new, different kind of cultural person or whatever into your life, or just kind of just like enjoying that stuff. I've heard Venus in the ninth house. You'll attract like people that are different from you, maybe different cultures or foreign people or something like that, or just attracting more long-term trips and just like embracing like nature or whatever. If you're going out there into the world and stuff like that, it can be very exciting. Just stuff to do like with religion, legal matters, like academics, stuff like that, justice, just little things, here and there. It could be a very exciting time for you, Virgos. Like, especially if you're traveling out there, stuff to do with like your morals, like just taking journeys, expanding your higher mind, just having a lot of adventurous times and stuff like that. Jupiter Uranus is in your ninth house right now, like basically expanding all of this new exciting things in this area of life for you, for the ninth house for you Virgos. So yeah, on top of that, you'll have the new moon come over here on May 7th, 18 degrees, having this like mixing Uranus and Jupiter's energy into this lunation. It's going to be very exciting for you guys. So Let's see. I think that's all I can say. Let's go to the next sign, Libras. All right, so Libras, this is happening in your eighth house of Taurus. Everything has been in your seventh house of Aries, which is about relationships and just supporting other people, business contracts, partnerships, stuff like that. That's been kind of like getting rearranged here and there. Things have just been changing plans about all this stuff, blah blah blah. But now everything gets into the eighth house, which is deepening these connections that has been basically cooking up and rearranging in your seventh house. The seventh and eighth house are basically the relationship houses or areas of life, you could say. The seventh house is, like I said, one-on-one connections with other people, contracts and stuff like that. The eighth house is the stuff hidden with between you and a partner. Excuse me. The eighth house can represent, death-related situations, which can be literal or other types of death-related, like transformational stuff. The eighth house is also about inheritance, so maybe you'll be inheriting a lot of resources at this point. Jupiter Uranus has been here, for the past year, and this has been kind of building up. So there's been a lot of exciting things when it comes to shared resources, like your partner's finances or something like that, joint ventures, doing stuff with other people, contracts like soul contracts, refinancing some stuff, maybe like stuff to do with like mortgages, like car payments and stuff like that, or just any kind of debt and loans and stuff like that. That maybe you've been dealing with all that kind of stuff. But this will start to ease up. Maybe you will be able to pay off some debt at this point, which is very exciting for you Libras, if you are struggling or dealing with any financial problems. Yeah, so this can be pretty exciting. You could start becoming more intimate with these relationships, these connections you have to other people. That's another eighth house theme that could happen. A lot of just you could be focusing on like the darker sides of life, like taboos stuff, occults, just like secrets and stuff like that. So it can go either way, but just you can deal with a lot of like sexual stuff, maybe if you're into that stuff, basically. So that's just eighth house for you guys. So yeah. Let's see what else. And then, like I said, you'll have this new moon eventually restarting all of this energy for you and stuff like that. So, yeah. It could be interesting for you guys. It could be very indulging, so to say, for you Libras, if you're into that stuff. So, alright, let's move on to Scorpios. Alright, Scorpios, this is going to be in your seventh house. So, like I was saying for Libras, the seventh house is about partners. It's about your relationships. It's about the one-on-one connections you have with everybody, contracts, partnerships, like business partners, stuff like that. So, I mean, you've had all this stuff happening in your sixth house of work. Maybe a lot of different things have been kind of shaking up in the way you provide your work or what you have to provide for your well-being and stuff like that. Like health stuff maybe has been popping up here and there. But now that all these planets will start to move into your seventh house of Taurus, it's going to be focusing on other people. Maybe you have to kind of support other people by being there for them. Venus will be there, like kind of attracting more, maybe secure relationships, more stability, more stable relationships. That's a good way of explaining that. You've had Uranus and Jupiter here making this conjunction, bringing maybe a lot more exciting relationships or connections or just business partnerships or contracts or something to do with like other people and how they can support you and how you can support them. Clients, agreements, commitments, just stuff like that. It'll start to maybe ease up. Yeah, you might have some oppositions because it's opposing your first house. So that's a possibility as well. So you might have to find some middle ground, basically, of how you're supporting your needs and how others are supporting your needs and stuff like that. But it's really focusing on other people at this point for you over this next month. You'll have this new moon happening in this 7th house of area for you, Scorpios, Scorpio Risings, I should say, or Scorpio Suns, whatever you want to say. But yeah, like it could be interesting. It could feel a lot better. As we're leaving this eclipse season and post Mercury retrograde time, things will start to ease up for you guys, and you might be able to enjoy these relationships or these connections a little bit more than you have been maybe over the past couple months or something. But it's just really focusing on other people for you, Scorpios. Let's see. I think that might be about it for you guys. A lot of compromising will be the key to as this transit happens over the next month. Like I said, you have to maybe balance out these, find some middle ground when it comes to supporting others, or what others want from you and what you need from others, stuff like that. Okay. Sagittarius is. So if you're a Sag Rising or a Sag Sun, whatever, I am both, so I can be talking for myself at this point. So Sag Gang, hell yeah, I'm just kidding. So Sagittarius, this is going to be happening. Your sixth house of Taurus will be highlighted at this point. So sixth house is about work, how you provide your work. It can represent your physical health. Keeping your well-being in check, doing the right things, doing the right routines to help your work or to help just these daily, day-to-day life experiences that you basically need to do just to support yourself and support your needs, and maybe supporting other people by giving giving them service that they need. It can even be service for yourself as well. So yeah, this is probably going to be a more enjoyable time. I mean, even having Venus, the ruler of Taurus, enter the sixth house of Taurus for you, Sagittarius. So maybe you'll be, attracting better connections with coworkers, people in your work, how you're providing these services for other people or even for yourself. Let's see what else. So, maybe you'll be healing any type of injury at this point if you need any surgery or whatever, healing physical something or whatever. That could be another possibility. Sixth house also represents pets and taking care of pets, so maybe that's going to be a very the spotlight will be on taking care of animals or whatever kind of pets that you own. Maybe spending time with them, or maybe giving them the service that they need. Just like everybody else or something, like in work and stuff like that. So, it's gonna be a great time to work out, kind of get your fitness, your physical health and the right the fit body, right? Is that right? Trying to just get yourself into just good health and stuff like that. That's gonna be really the key here for you at this time for you, Sagittarius. The sixth house, you might be maybe sacrificing a little bit more of your time to provide that extra support that you need to either pay off any debts, to just relieve any stress that you have. Maybe you'll be channeling all these little connections, well, not connection, but just these work services that can help you provide, make ends meet, basically, what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it's gonna be it'll be a good time to connect your body mind connection, because it's the sixth house is kind of representing your physical health. The 12th house is about your mental health and stuff like that. So I know there's nothing in the 12th, but that's kind of a little side note. But just stuff like that. So just work and health and stuff like that. That will be the key to navigate through this, and you will have a new moon as well as Jupiter Uranus bringing new excitement, new life into this area for you. So on top of this, the new moon in Taurus will basically help you to set those intentions of greatness, more comfortable, enjoyable, indulging moments, comfortability. Like I said, I think I said that 1,000 times. So yeah, this could be a very exciting time for you, Sagittarius. Let's go to Capricorns. So Capricorn Risings or Capricorn Suns, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to focus on, this will be happening in your 5th house. And like I said with Virgo, and I'm pretty sure I said this, maybe I didn't say it for Tauruses, but this will be a more enjoyable time because it is bringing more of that earth energy into trining your 1st house of Capricorn. Or if you're another earth sign, it'll be bringing more of that grounding kind of energy into making things a lot more easier and speaking your language, I should say. So, for Capricorn risings or suns or whatever, this is going to be a very pleasurable enjoyment, especially the 5th house. Like the 5th house is just all about like your self-expressions, your creativity, playfulness, pleasures. A very fertile house. This can be about dating, romance, just bucket list themes, just having a little bit of fun. And Venus is coming into the 5th house for you, and Venus loves to be in the 5th house. She finds her joy being in this house. So this is just going to bring like an extra level of like enjoyment when it comes to like these good vibes, good feelings of like just of what's been going on and what will go on for you over this next month as Taurus season rolls on for you. But yeah, this could be a very fertile time, like especially if you're thinking about children or maybe playing with children, spending more time with your children, or maybe thinking about children or like starting a family or something like that. This could be a very, very enjoyable time for you, Capricorn. So yeah, if you are in the dating realm and stuff like that, you could have some good luck happening. You have Jupiter and Uranus here sparking new life when it comes to love, dating, children, inspirational stuff. Yeah, so it's like for you, Caps, you probably have it really nice actually because like all this 5th house stuff, like after all this stuff coming into your like home life and like 4th house themes. There might have been a lot of chaotic things going on, but now as everything's leaving this area of life and going into the fun house basically for you, you'll be able to breathe and enjoy more enjoyable moments at this point. So let's move on to Aquariuses. We're almost done. So Aquariuses, this is happening in your 4th house of home, living situation, family, your just like your private life and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, you can find more enjoyable moments at home or where you call home or the foundation that you have built yourself, or whatever it is that that is holding your roots down and stuff like that. So, I mean, this is going to be an enjoyable month. You've had Jupiter, Uranus in this area of life, sparking new life, maybe expanding your home, maybe finding somewhere new to live. This could be probably a lot very exciting things to do in your home life, or maybe expanding your family. I don't know. Let me know. Like comment on if you like. Send me some comments of like if of what's been going on. Maybe in your home life or something like that. Because hopefully good things have been going on. But yeah, the 4th house. This can also involve your parents. Like I said. Your roots, home life, family, private life, property, foundation, your maternal instincts may be on point, like your intuition. It could be an exciting time, Yeah, Taurus squares your 1st house of Aquarius. You do have Pluto there as well. So as these planets making this square to Pluto, maybe there's been a lot of like intensity in your personality or just having a little bit maybe like confrontational stuff happening, maybe with family and stuff like that. This could bring drama and stuff like that. That's just one-on-one, astrology 101 and stuff like that, like basic stuff. So let's see, what else can I say? Just, yeah, I think I explained a lot of stuff, like a lot of like just stuff, and then you'll have this new moon happening in their 4th house, initiating new life, new intentions when it comes to home life, just family stuff. But yeah, so it's gonna be a lot easier from all this Aries energy cooking up in your 3rd house as well. So it's gonna feel a lot better as we get into Taurus season. And last but not least, we go to hold on. Pisces Rising. So Pisces, this is going to be happening in your third house. So the third house is about, you know, your short trips, siblings, social media, devices, your transportation, your social life, writing projects, your day-to-day commune, just communication and stuff like that. Basically the lower mind, like the ninth house is the higher mind. The third house is the basic lower, you know, educational stuff that we grow up learning and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, you'll find maybe a lot more enjoyable moments, you know, spending time in your immediate environment, communicating with people either online or in person, maybe spending time with close friends and stuff like that, having a little bit just more enjoyment. You know, you have Venus coming into your third house, attracting these these more enjoyable, comforting connections that you have. It's like mental interests as well, mental connections. Like maybe you're finding interests with other people in your local environment and stuff like that. And you have Uranus and Jupiter sparking up new life, new exciting things happening in this third house for you. Maybe new ways of traveling around in your neighborhood, connections or communicating just exciting things and stuff like that. Just building new interactions, new ways of interacting with people, new ways of communicating. Third house is a lot of things, honestly. So, I mean, just experiences. This could be about like relatives, like aunts, uncles, cousins. Maybe spending a lot more time with them as well, or just like attracting just like more just like grounded connections. Maybe a little bit of fertility when it comes to like how kind of like mixing up your personal interests, personal self with other people's like, I don't know. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I'm like all over the place right now, but yeah. This should feel a lot easier connecting with people in your environment as well. You'll have a new moon in Taurus, just initiating new life, initiating new cycles for this point for you, Pisces. Yeah, maybe you'll be learning a little bit of like basic educational stuff at this point. Just little things, just like make things more enjoyable in your daily commune over this next month or something like that. So that's about it, I think, as well. So yeah. So that's basically Taurus season, guys. Just enjoy it while it lasts. It's you know, after coming off of this you know, chaotic Aries season with the eclipses, Mercury retrograde, there's so many things just kind of just rearranging, and so much change has been happening as we get into Taurus. As all these planets move into the sign of Taurus, like things will start to feel a lot more easier and stuff like that. So just really embrace it all. May, I'm telling you, when I do my May horoscopes for that, I'll probably be talking a little bit more about how the month will unfold, and maybe talk about a lot more enjoyable moments with when these transits with the transits happening in the month of May. So I will kind of leave it at that. If you are still here, thank you for watching the whole video. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos and more things. Hit the bell notification whenever I make a new video. You will be notified. And if you want to enjoy the merch, I will have a 15% off sale happening the 25th through the 29th of April. And then I will probably end up be advertising more stuff in May whenever I get my May promotions and stuff like that for my sales. For the merch, you got hats, shirts, joggers. There's coffee mugs, like stuff like that, like this. There's water bottles as well. I have this Code for Astrology water bottle. It's a really cool water bottle. There's a lot of cool stuff on there, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys enjoy this month. Please leave your comments here. I would love to see how this month will end up for you guys, and just kind of just enjoy it. You know, enjoy this Taurus season. You know, be grounded, be level-headed and stuff like that. Don't give into the power struggles or the fear-based energy or whatever that will be happening as these planets make this square to Pluto and stuff like that. Good things are happening, though. Now that we're done with the eclipse season, the energy will start to chill out and stuff like that. And then, yeah, Mercury will station direct on the 28th, the 25th of April, and leave its shadow by the 13th of May. And then by that point, it is just fast pace, pushing forward into the next, slowdown. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you probably in the next video, which will be the May horoscopes. So follow me on Patreon, follow me on YouTube, follow me on social, and even TikTok. I might even do a little video for that for May. So we'll catch you in that video, guys. And yeah. All right, we'll see ya.